friends, thank you so much for tuning into my channel for your full moon lunar eclipse readings. This is a full moon lunar eclipse in the highly emotional sign of Pisces, so it's going to be a very emotional period for all of us. It's very powerful, and whatever has been hidden, whatever truth you've been shying away from in any area of your life that it affects, will be revealed by this full moon. Relationships are going to be highly highlighted during this lunar eclipse, especially since Jupiter is in Libra, moved into Libra this month and will be in Libra for a year. So if there's something that you've not been seeing, if there's something you've been turning a blind eye to in your relationships, this eclipse may force you to finally deal with it once and for all in order to bring justice and fairness in your relationships and to potentially open you up for new relationships and new opportunities where relationships are concerned. Know that whatever comes your way during this eclipse, whether it is shocking, whether it is emotional, or whether it is liberating, it will ultimately bring the truth to you, and the truth will set you free. Now, this eclipse won't officially be wrapped up until February 2017, meaning the effects of it, the long-term effects, because eclipses last for a long time, their effects on our lives. However, the closure that you need will be delivered at this time. So within a few days or a week or so from this full moon eclipse, you should see the closure that you need to set you forward on a new path or on a renewed path. Okay? So thank you again for my current subscribers for coming back. Thank you for all my new subscribers. I appreciate you subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much, and welcome to this community. And I want to just mention I have a new reading, a 30/30 vision reading that I've introduced brand new. You can go to my website and check it out. You can also check out my Facebook page for more information on it. It's a 30-minute reading that gets to the heart of the matter of whatever questions or concerns you have, and it can be tailored for your love situations, career, finances, home, health, whatever that may be. Okay, so check that out. Many of my current clients and past clients have had the 30-minute reading, the 30/30 vision reading, and I've gotten a great response from it. So please check it out, okay? So let's go ahead and take a look at how the individual 12 signs will be affected by this full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces. I wish you all love and peace, and I bid you namaste. Hello Pisces, this is your reading for the full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces. This is going to be affecting your first house, so may affect you very strongly, very deeply, okay? Some kind of information, revelations, or enlightenment about a very personal situation that's going to affect you emotionally and very personally. May have something to do with relationships, as the moon is in your 7th house. So let's see what the message is for you to help you through this full moon eclipse period. What is the message for Pisces? And I'm using the Oracle cards and the Tarot Everywhere for clarifiers. Message for Pisces. And I have already pre-shuffled the cards here. Okay, the Tao Oracle. We have the taming power of the small. We have increase, and we have completion. Okay, and I'm reading these cards right side up. Okay, let me pull 3 cards from the Tao Oracle. I'm sorry, from the Tarot Everywhere as clarifiers for the Tao Oracle. This is for Pisces, the fish. Okay. We have the 9 of Wands, the Page of Cups, and the Page of Pentacles. Okay. So what it looks like is that you're coming into this eclipse period having exercised a great deal of self-restraint in some situation. Perhaps you've really had to control your emotions. Perhaps you've really had to be very careful about your actions, kind of be on the defensive a little bit, not really revealing very much of your intentions. There may have been minor obstacles that you've had to work around, okay, and really had to figure out ways to adapt yourself to circumstances that could be quite stressful to you. And you've been controlling those things. You've been really doing a good job at maintaining your composure, fighting off attacks perhaps, but it has put you under some strain. And at this time, during this period of this full moon lunar eclipse, I do feel like as a result of the work that you've done, of the groundwork that you've done, and the control over your emotions, and the being very careful, and the working around obstacles, there is going to be an increase in your life as a result of this full moon. Now, full moons can bring things to culmination. They can also take things out of our lives. And so for you, this period of the full moon eclipse looks like you are going to be reaping the rewards of your careful action, okay, of putting in a lot of time and effort. There may be some expansion in a relationship. With the Page of Cups here, it looks like a relationship that you are in or that you're embarking on is very fertile emotional ground for you, okay? Someone may be declaring their feelings for you, or you may be declaring your feelings for someone else. And it's going to be met with a very positive response, very encouraging response. So I do feel a very abundant overflow of emotions here for you. There may be a fellow water sign who is involved in this, or someone that has water deep in their chart. So mutual sharing and a mutual reaping of rewards as a result of this full moon lunar eclipse. What it may do is it may force you to bring your feelings out so strongly into the open, things that you've been holding back and being on the defensive about. It may force you to, to express yourself in such a strong and powerful emotional way that you lay all your cards on the table, and the person that you care about may be even taken off guard by your emotional expression, by the love, by the depths of your love and the depths of your emotion. And this creates a very powerful connection between the two of you. As a result of this, we're talking about completion here, about victory. There is, you will perfect this situation, whatever it is, and I do feel that it's an emotional situation for you. It's like there's a crescendo. You are going to find out that whatever emotional stress or deep emotional expression that you've needed to allow to flow during this period is going to hit its mark, and that you will attain your desires on an emotional level. There is some fulfillment on a romantic level that looks like is going to come to you, but it's only going to come as a result of you finally opening up to someone, and through that, there is going to be a reception to you that's quite pleasing for you, and there's just a great success here. If you look at this card, completion, it's like the Olympics, a person who's crossed the line there at the end of the race and is joyous and celebrating. So on some emotional level, there is going to be attainment for you and a job well done as a result of your emotional expression. There may be a earth sign person who reaps the rewards of, of this crescendo in your life. This could be Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, or that Page of Pentacles can represent someone who is a scholar of on some on some level, and who is attaining financial success as a result of their studies or of their training, and putting themselves in a position of of success and of stability, not just on an emotional level from what they could be receiving from you, but what they have also built as a result of their efforts, their skill, their training, and their achievement. So this is a great reading for you, Pisces. It looks like this is going to be a successful full moon for you, but one that you really are going to need to open up in order to reap the opportunities and the benefits, you and your loved one. If this is not a reading for you on an emotional level, you can, there is a guarantee here that something new is starting in your life, and it could, as a result of your commitment to it, really reap rewards for you, not just on a financial level, but in some kind of attainment in your life, in your status or recognition for you, that is going to bring you a lot of recognition and praise from the people around you. So it could be a project, it could be a new job situation, it could be something that you worked at long and hard and carried a lot of weight and responsibility for, but as a result of your really staying at it and being committed to it and focusing all of your emotional energy to it, there is going to be some success here for you. So congratulations to you, Pisces. I hope that this reading resonated for you, and I do wish you all good things, love, peace, and joy, infinite blessings. And until next month, new moon, I bid you namaste. Hello, my Aries. This full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces is going to be highlighting your 12th house. That's your house of your secrets, house of karma. That's the house of your institutions, hospitals, institutional environments. It also is the house of your hopes, of your fears, and of your past life bondage or past life chains that hold you to ways of living that no longer serve you. For many of you, some things that have been going on undercover are going to come out during this time because, as I said, the 12th house rules things that are going on behind the scenes. So if there are things going on in your life that you don't want the world to know about, it's time for you to end those things. And if there's something that needs to come out in order to clear the decks for you in your life, it will come out at this time, okay? So let's go ahead and see what your messages are for this full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces. Message for Aries. And I have already pre-shuffled the deck here. I'm using the Tao Oracle and the Tarot Everywhere as clarifier. And this is for Aries. All right, we have influence, and I'm reading the cards right side up. We have the clinging, and we have discipline. Okay. Whoops. This full moon energy has the cards jumping all over the place. Let's see. What are the clarifiers for Aries? Clarifiers for Aries. Okay. The Three of Wands, the Eight of Wands, and Strength. Okay, very good. So, it's very apparent here that many of you may be, or some of you may be involved in a relationship or a third party kind of situation. There may be an attraction to someone that's been going on, and though you are with another partner, there could be a secret longing that you have for someone that you have not made made known, and it may be something that has just been growing within you. And I feel that for many of you at this time, you're going to be revealing those emotions. It will kind of be a situation where you can't hold it in any longer. All right. For those of you who are in a situation where there is more than one person involved here, I think it's going to be a very decisive time for you right now. You may be forced to make a choice, or the choice may make itself, where the situation may come out into the open and everyone knows what's going on at this time. Okay. But it is not a situation, I feel, that is something just based on physical attraction. I think that it may be a situation where you are generally loving two people, okay, or there is an emotional connection to more than one person, or there is an emotional connection to the person that you have been seeing or involved with undercover. Okay, and it may be time for you to now, as I said, bring the situation into the open, because I do feel that it's going to come to the point where this connection is so passionate and it's so powerful and so all-consuming that you no longer want to keep it quiet, or you're no longer able or capable of containing this situation. Now, again, this is a general reading. This may not relate to everyone, but I am feeling it very, very strongly. And so as a result of this full moon lunar eclipse, I do feel like there is going to be something happening very quickly, very powerfully, that's going to just sweep through. There's going to be communication, there's going to be information that's revealed. You may be either declaring to that person that you are involved with, listen, this is how I feel about you. I am, I want to make this situation happen. I want to be involved. I want to be committed to you. I'm connected to you. And I do feel that for most of you who are in that situation, you are going to be received very well. It's going to be like, kind of a lightning bolt situation where, Cupid's arrows are hitting and hitting very powerfully. But know that if you do get involved with someone at this time, it's not going to be a situation that's going to be lighthearted. It's going to be something that you are going to need to devote yourself to. So if you're not prepared to give 100% to this person in your life, whether it is someone that you are choosing between two people, or whether it is someone that you are becoming newly involved with on a physical, emotional, passionate, deep level, this is something that is going to be all-consuming in your life, okay? It's something that is going to change your life, regenerate your life on some level, and may take you far away from the life that you currently know. You may be traveling as a result of this relationship. There may be a lot of movement back and forth. Some of you, it might be a long distance relationship that you decide, you're going to throw caution to the wind and don't, not worry about distance and just have this long distance relationship because you're so emotionally connected to this person. I do feel that there also is a powerful spirituality. Pisces is a very spiritual sign. So with this ruling your 12th house, there are karmic connections here to this person that are not easily broken. So make sure that, as I said, if you decide to get involved here, that you exercise a lot of focus and commitment and passion in this relationship, because it's going to be something that's not easily broken. And if it is broken, it could be a relationship that is quite, if it does not work out, it could be quite devastating for both parties. So There is a need for you to, I really feel like many of you are just going to be making that decision, you know, kind of taking the bull by the horns and going for it. And, you know, saying, you know what, I only want to devote myself to this one person. You know, I've been through relationships and I want to be straightforward in my connection, you know, straightforward, pointing in one direction, focused, disciplined now, and committed to one person in my life. And it's going to require strength. It's going to require strength of character, emotional strength. You know, committed relationships are not a piece of cake. It takes a lot to really focus your life around one human being. And it may not be for everyone, but for someone who wants that in their lives, it takes a lot of discipline, strength of character, emotional strength to really be committed to that one person. And so I feel like many of my Aries are going to be jumping off the cliff and really connecting powerfully with someone in your life, whether it's making a decision between two people in your life or whether it is throwing yourself deeply and passionately into a relationship with that one special person that you may have been holding back from. I think that many of you are going to walk past the fear and finally jump into something very powerful. So I wish you all beautiful and wonderful things, much love and passion and blessings in whatever you decide to do this month on this full moon eclipse. Thank you so much for tuning in, my Aries. I will see you next month for the new moon in October, and I bid you namaste. Hello, Taurus. This full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces is going to be highlighting your 11th house. That's your 11th house of group associations, your hopes and wishes. Your friends fall in the 11th house, as well as your social connections in general. So there may be some information that is revealed to you about someone close to you in your life, or about the people in your inner circle. And you know, this may be very necessary information to inform you about who is around you, okay, the people around you. Some of you may develop or may have revealed a very strong connection with a friend. So some of you may be getting involved on an emotional level with a friend, someone in your, you know, in your inner circle, in your clique. So let's go ahead and see what the messages are for you, Taurus, for this full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces. I've already shuffled the cards here, and I read these cards right side up. We have oppression, we have the gentle, and we have abundance. Okay, all right, I like that progression here. And I read these right side up. Let's see what the clarifiers are here. This is for Taurus, for the full moon eclipse in Pisces. Okay, clarifiers. Three of Pentacles, Justice, and the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, I really like this. So here are the messages I'm getting here, Taurus. It looks like this full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces is really going to be quite emotional for you, in that you're coming into this period dealing with maybe perhaps some depression, feeling cut off from the world or cut off from people that you care about. Maybe some of you have been spending an inordinate amount of time alone, or through circumstances have been separated from friends or loved ones, you know, or people with whom you have usually socialized. Maybe some of you, you know, are lacking in friendships or social connections, and that really has had you feeling quite cut off and alone and restricted in your, you know, expression, in your emotional expression. I feel that, you know, this is something that is going to be released now in your life, and there may be something that you are getting into. It could be with the Three of Pentacles here. I'm seeing some kind of, it could be a job situation, it could be training, it could be going back to school, it could be some development of a skill or of a talent that you have, that is going to help release you from this isolation, this sense of isolation, being alone, and having your your resources, your emotional resources depleted on some level. Okay, so something being done by your own hands is going to assist you to walk out of this darkness, this dark period that many of you have been experiencing, kind of a either a self-imposed confinement or confinement from your social circle due to other circumstances. Maybe some of you have moved away or are, maybe some of you are in a hospital or institution of some sort, or in an area of your life where you are not reconnecting or not able to connect with the people that are usually around you. What I'm telling you is the best thing to do here is to allow yourself to gently move out of this mindset and this period. Pisces is a gentle sign. Pisces is an emotional sign. So it's a water sign. So there's a need to flow, not to violently, jump into something head first, but to kind of find a way to swim your way out of these dark waters into, into the light, or into, I'm getting the need for spending time outside and for spending time in nature, where you can rebalance yourself. With the Justice card here, there is a need for regaining balance in your life, and this may be done as a result of getting out into, into nature. Going outside, going out for walks, going out to a park, just getting back out into life. I do feel that it's a subtle influence that's going to slowly but gently move you out of that dark period of disconnection with the world around you. And what you are coming into is really a period of abundance, of reward, of plenty. It's such a tremendous. I have to show you these cards because the progression here is just remarkable. Here some of you are in this dark area alone, and then you see this subtle movement, like a subtle wind, or wind blown up, or even it looks like it could be underwater, but movement with the eyes closed here, but moving forward. And then here you are in this golden halo, this golden surrounding, with your eyes open, and the face here is one of serenity and happiness, of peacefulness. And so there definitely is a period of abundance. Now I do feel that this is going to be as a result of, as I said, your own efforts. Something that you are doing, that you are going to apply yourself with, is going to rebalance the scales for you here, Taurus. It's going to bring balance back into your life, and not only will it help you pull you out of a feeling of isolation in your world, where you may reconnect or connect with a new social circle or friends, or associates who have common interests. But it also is going to be something that could end up being quite fortunate for you when it comes to your finances, your sense of security. Okay, it talks about using your inner riches to create outer riches, and with the Wheel of Fortune here, it means that Positive changes are coming through, and this is going to be a positive change for you. So this is a really good period of development, of moving out of this solitary lifestyle that you may have been experiencing, this sense of solitude, and moving toward an abundant, light-filled period and environment in your life that's going to rebalance the scales for you. But it is necessary for you to be gentle with yourself, okay? Because, you know, moving from this period of aloneness to a period of a lot going on in your life and this expansion in your life, you don't want to jump in head first. You want to gradually move yourself towards this new vision in your life, and I think that this is going to be very powerful for you. I feel like there is a strong astrological influence. So that Jupiter in Libra for you, Taurus, is going to be quite important. And that Jupiter is in your 6th house, okay? So with Jupiter in the 6th house, you know, we're talking about your work and your skill and your daily lifestyle. So this Jupiter is going to bring some kind of lifestyle change for you that is going to create connections, create relationships, and create expansion in your life. And these things, you know, this need for this to happen may reveal itself to you during this Pisces full moon, where, you know, the floodgates may open and you may realize and come to a period of enlightenment that you are not an island, and that, you know, we all need connections, and that it's important for your emotional well-being for you to break out of this darkness that you've been in, okay? So I do hope that this reading has resonated for you, been helpful for you, my Tauruses, my Taurians. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, and I do wish you all good things, love, peace, and blessings, and I bid you namaste. Hello, Geminis. This full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces is going to be highlighting your 10th house, which is your career, the work that you do, your vocation. It is your professional life. So there may be information that comes up during this period that is going to be considerably important for you where your future goals are concerned. There may be information that has been hidden that needed to have been revealed, and that's going to help you make very big decisions in your professional life. It could be highly emotional period for you in connection to your work. Perhaps connections with people, perhaps relationships with those with whom you work, and there may be some kind of push and pull situation with the full moon between your professional life and your home life. That's quite important to you, okay? Also with Jupiter highlighting your 5th house, relationships, love affairs could prove to be considerably important for you as well during the next year. So let's go ahead and see, Gemini, what the messages are for you for this full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces. I'm using the Tao Oracle deck, and I'll be reading them right side up with the Tarot Everywhere as clarifiers. Okay, and I have already pre-shuffled the cards, so let's go ahead and see what the message is for Gemini. Okay. We have youthful folly, we have prosperity, and we have the wanderer. Okay. And what are the clarifiers here for Gemini? All right. 9 of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and the 7 of Cups. Okay. All right, so, what I'm getting here is that maybe some of you have been You've been walking a very fine line. Okay, you've been walking a very careful line. It may be between your work situation and some emotional connection. Okay, and you've had to be very careful in your dealings. What I'm getting here is the possibility that some of you have been involved with someone that you're working with, okay, someone on the job front, and you've really had to be quite careful in your dealings, because mixing love and work can be quite tricky. Okay, and it may have been a source of a lot of stress for you recently in the past month, perhaps. So you're coming into this period with this full moon eclipse that is really going to kind of drive home that message to you. Now, maybe some of you have acted rather impulsively. Perhaps you have acted recklessly in your, combining these two areas of your life, or kind of going against your best judgment. But I do feel that it may have been that you are so strongly connected with someone that it was kind of an irresistible situation, something that you could not avoid, okay? Something that was, as I said, unavoidable for you. And I don't feel that this Pisces full moon lunar eclipse is going to bring you further difficulty. I feel that what it is going to do is reveal to you that the choices that you made were the right choices, because I do feel that there is some prosperous situation that's going to come out of what could have been a very tricky and complicated relationship. Now, this could be emotional, romantic, with a romantic connection. It could also be just a partnership situation or a connection to someone. I am getting the Queen of Cups here as a personality, or someone involved, and the quality is a water sign quality, which could be Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. But I feel that good things are going to come out of your connection with this person. Now, this could be a boss, this could be a co-worker. As I said, it could be someone that you have an emotional connection to, that, again, you've been you've been on this learning curve, and it may have caused you some stress and some difficulty in your navigating and walking this very fine line with this person. But I do feel that there is a tremendous amount of support that is going to be offered to you during this period. That not only on an emotional level, because the Queen of Cups represents emotional support, male or female, someone who really has your back, who really is quite connected to you, who is very attuned to you on an emotional level, someone who is a very supportive person, who believes in you, someone who you can trust, someone who is very intuitive and can really guide you or offer you advice and messages and guidance. This could be someone who's quite psychic or just intuitive about this particular area of life, or this industry perhaps. And as a result of your connection to this person, you are going to see some kind of tremendous reward and good fortune. It could even be something that's bringing you wealth and prosperity. It could be a partnership where the result of the two of you working together, you could be gaining clients, or receiving great recognition or referrals or references, or recommendations, and there is it's important for you to make sure that you give credit in this situation to whoever this person in your life is. It's important for you to let them know how important they are, and how even if things may have been difficult or rocky in the past, you really appreciate their presence in your life. Okay, you appreciate what they've done for you, you appreciate their guidance, and you appreciate their support, because there is definitely not only emotional satisfaction, but material satisfaction and material reward that may definitely be a result of this partnership, this connection. Okay? Now, what I feel you're coming towards, though, is, you're going to have to make some choices. There is a choice that's coming up for you, Gemini, and it may be a situation where you are going to have to move out of your comfort zone, whatever that might be, and move forward into the unknown, into the unfamiliar. This Queen energy may be taking you in that direction. Okay, and there may be travel involved here. There may be movement from where you currently are located. As I said, with Jupiter in your that's going to be very strong for you, because Jupiter is in Libra and it is a fellow air sign. There is going to be some expansion. You may be traveling as a result of this relationship, as I mentioned from the beginning. So you may have fears here, okay? You may be worrying that you're going to be taken into an area of your life or the future or along the road that you've never been to. You don't know what's out there. You don't know, it's moving out into the unfamiliar. But the Seven of Cups here says, in any case, you're going to have to make a decision. You're going to have to cut through your fears and make a decision, a selection of the choices that are in front of you in order to reap success in this situation. And with the Wanderer here coming up in the future, it is you wandering off the beaten path. Okay, that is where this Pisces full moon eclipse is going to be taking you, off the beaten path. It may be creating culmination in some area of your life, perhaps in your family life, or again, in your professional life. There may be some connection there, but you're going to have to choose. And so this period is going to be bringing information out for you, this lunar eclipse, that is going to help illuminate where you need to be decisive in this situation. And you're going to see success, you're going to see rewards, but you're also going to be needing to move past just the physical, just the material in your life, and perhaps stepping out on faith. Okay, stepping out into the unknown, but knowing that wherever this path is taking you, it's the path that you need to be on. All right, my Geminis, so this is your message. I hope it resonates for you for this full moon lunar eclipse period. Thank you again for tuning in, and I wish you all good things, love, peace, joy, success, and I bid you namaste. Hello, Cancers. This full moon lunar eclipse in your fellow water sign of Pisces is going to be highlighting your 9th house. And your 9th house is your house of expansion. It could be on a physical level, meaning moving, traveling. It could be on a philosophical level, meaning changing the way you're thinking, changing your philosophy on life, spiritually, changing your spiritual beliefs or expanding upon those beliefs. Or it could be on even a global level. Some of you may be getting into publishing or publishing some kind of project. Some of you may be, involved with international business or commerce or communication to international audiences. So, the 9th house is very much a house where tremendous growth and outreach and has far-reaching effects in your life, and can reach a lot of people as a result of your own work, of your own creativity. So let's go ahead and see. The ninth house also rules second marriages. For those of you who may have, be in a partnership that is a second marriage, those partners or spouses are in the ninth house as well. So let's go ahead and see what the message is for my Cancers for this full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces. I have already shuffled the Tao Oracle cards here, pre-shuffled them, and I'm going to be reading them right side up for you, okay, with clarifiers from the Tarot Everywhere. All right, so we have standstill in the past, we have duration, and we have holding together. Okay, very interesting here. Let's see. All right, let me pull 3 clarifiers for my Cancers. 3 clarifiers for Cancer. Okay. Chariot, 9 of Cups, and 3 of Pentacles. All right, so what I am feeling is that many of my Cancers may have been experiencing a situation, perhaps for those of you who are in a relationship, okay, many of you have been experiencing a real kind of standstill in that relationship. Maybe there has been some alienation between partners, things kind of grinding to a halt in the progress of that relationship, some stagnation. Maybe both of you or one of you withholding withholding love or withholding emotional connection to the other person. And I do feel that it has really built some mistrust in that relationship, and you both may have been be on opposite sides of your world, where there has been coldness there and division, this may have something to do with travel. Maybe some of you have been traveling with a partner, a recent trip, where this feeling was very strongly felt, or you have been really trying to hold things together with that situation existing that's been very difficult to deal with or connect with, finding it difficult to grow, or growth being halted, as I said, in that relationship. I do feel that there's some good things coming, that this Pisces full moon lunar eclipse for you is going to clear away some of the obstacles. And I think that many of you are going to find that as a result of you really keeping the horses on the road and keeping the cart upright, the result is going to be a strengthening of the relationship, that this period of detachment that you've been through with a partner may have been one of those periods of of that rite of passage in a relationship, that make it or break it kind of period where you either fall apart or you keep moving forward. That kind of a crisis situation where if you make it through that crisis, you make it through even stronger. And so I do feel for many of you who are in a relationship and you've gone through this difficulty, there is going to be a deepening of a commitment for you in that relationship, a restabilizing, and it's going to endure. What you thought may have been recently on its way out or ending is going to really move to a new level of satisfaction. The Nine of Cups is here. So wishes coming true for you, okay? A feeling of emotional satisfaction. Not one that you should take for granted, however, because the Nine of Cups is not the Ten of Cups. So there's always a level of happiness, a higher level that can be achieved. But the Nine of Cups says that there is some emotional satisfaction, an answer to a prayer or a wish coming true, and that you may be able to move to the next level of commitment and of recommitment and stabilizing and persevering through difficulties that you've been experiencing. The key to that may be acting on faith, because that ninth house talks about faith, and there may be a need to hold on to faith where a situation is concerned, to just allow it to work itself out, and allow it to move out of this period of difficulty. The outcome here is holding together. So really there is a significant there's a significant promise here of continuity, of union, of stabilizing a relationship, of mutual cooperation, teamwork here, and of really making the choice to stay. Many of you are going to make the choice to stay. Many of you are going to make the choice to recommit to a situation. Work needs to be done. There is definitely an indication here that you can't just hope and wish for a partnership to endure. That work needs to be done. That constant recommitment and constant involvement and teamwork is really the key to success here. Really being an active participant in the relationship is what is needed here. People working together to grow and to continually grow. Now, if this is not an emotional situation, we can be talking about work situations or even family situations here that may have been estranged. That may have been there's been a serious chill on the relationship. But as I said, I do feel that it may just have been a situation where it's been growing pains, and you are going to see some kind of positive outcome as a result of hanging in there and enduring and getting past the difficulties and allowing yourself to keep things together. The Chariot talks about holding things together, and the holding together card is here as well. So that's a strong indication that really holding on tight and not letting something go out of control and not letting something fall apart is going to be the important thing here during this period, where information may come up, or revelations may come up that maybe shake things and make you really reevaluate your commitment to your relationship, or to a business partnership, or a work situation, or even a family situation in your life. Okay, again, these are general readings, so this may apply in different areas for for different cancers. Well, this is your message here. I do hope that it resonated for you, my Cancers. Thank you so much for tuning in, and as always, I wish you all good things, love, peace, and joy, and I bid you always namaste. Hello Leo, this is your full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces reading. This is going to be highlighting your 8th house, this lunar eclipse. 8th house is a very deep house. It is a house of transformation. It's naturally ruled by Scorpio. So all of Scorpio themes are going to be highlighted for you during this time. Your sex life, your sense of intimacy, transformation, deep, powerful transformations, regeneration in your life. The 8th house is the house of death, both on a a physical level as well as a spiritual level. Now, this does not mean that you are going to die, okay? What the 8th house highlights is the ending of things in our lives that allow us to transition to the next phase, the next part of our journey. So powerful life transformations take place in the 8th house. This full moon lunar eclipse is going to be highlighting those things. The 8th house also rules our finances, things that we share with other people, resources that we share with other people. So there may be revelations here, truth coming out to you about sexual relationships, about your financial picture or financial resources with someone else. A deep emotional transformation may take place that kind of rocks you to the core and forces a life transformation for you. Or there may be news or word about inheritances or legacies, or monies being left to you, resources being left to you from a relative or loved one in your life, okay? So let's go ahead and see what the messages are for you here for this full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces. What are the messages for Leo for this period? Full moon messages for Leo. I'm using the Tao Oracle deck and the Tarot Everywhere for clarifiers. And I'll be reading the Oracle right side up. What is the message for Leo? Leo. Message for Leo. All right, we have limitations. We have the marrying maiden. And we have the receptive. Okay. Very interesting cards here. All right, and let's see what the clarifiers here are for you, Leo. Clarifiers for Leo. Seven of Wands, the World, the Six of Pentacles. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to say first is this. This may apply to one of you or very few of my Leos, but it's a message that's coming to me immediately, so I'm going to express it. There may be someone who is involved with either someone who is married or someone else who is in a long-term relationship. This may have been a situation where you have been involved with someone and not really being free to have a free relationship with that person. And you've really been trying to be very patient. You've been limiting yourself on some level because you really only want to be with this person despite the fact that they are involved elsewhere. This situation may come out into the open this month, and one of the ways that this situation may come to a head is that you might find out that you are pregnant. Okay? So this is a message that may be very specific to very few people, but what I say is be very careful this month. If you are not in a position where you are comfortable, if the possibility of conception happens, then I would be very careful, because I feel that if this does happen, the person that you're involved with may not be able to give you the support that you need if you decide to, if you decide to have this child or continue on with this with this conception. Okay, this is, you know, I don't usually give very specific messages like that, but I have to do that because you know, we have cards here that represent being in a compromising situation, or kind of succumbing to seduction, or succumbing to a relationship that puts you in a subordinate position to someone else, okay, where you are not number one in someone's life. And the receptive is here, which is a card that talks about motherhood. It talks about, so this is, you know, specific to, well, honestly, I was going to say this is specific to my female Leos, but this could be a situation where you are a male Leo and you're involved with a married woman and she gets pregnant, okay? And so, you know, it would be a very imbalanced relationship. So I'm not going to belabor this, but I'm just putting that out there in case it applies to you. Now, if this does not apply to you, what this can talk about is still, I'm on the theme of being involved or getting involved on a sexual level, or on a deep level with someone who is not free for whatever reason. And I feel that some of you may be coming out of either a period where you have not been with someone for a long time, you have been celibate perhaps for a long time, or you have been kind of patiently just going along with things in a relationship, hoping that things would change, hoping that that person would become free, hoping that the situation would change where you would be number one in this person's life. And it may be a situation that's causing a lot of stress, arguments, a lot of tension, a lot of back and forth with someone, and maybe affecting your self-esteem, okay, affecting your sense of your self-worth, because you are not being honored, you're not being given that 100% by someone who's unable to, or perhaps unwilling to, make a break from a situation in order to make you number one. So I am seeing some of my Leos in compromising situations, either as a result of a long-term situation where you've only been focused on this person, hoping things would get better, or you've been in a situation where you have been alone for a while and you have gotten into a relationship after having been single for a while, that is not necessarily the healthiest relationship for you to be in. Excuse me. For some of you, this relationship might end during this period. Could be this month. Again, this full moon eclipse, you know, that sense of closure or that information coming through may happen this month, within the next 2 weeks, but it may be a situation that extends all the way out until February of 2017. So February, for now, you know, we're talking about, this is September, October, November, December, January, February. Okay, so this is a 6-month period. So what I would say is be very careful about your position. Be very careful about what you're doing right now. Think carefully before you make certain decisions or allow yourself to continue on with something that may not be healthy for you. I do feel that many of you, if this situation ends, you are going to be opening yourself up to a relationship that may come in that is going to be much better aligned for your good, okay? Something that you will be able to be devoted to, or someone that's going to be devoted to you. Someone who is going to come into your life, whether you are male or female, a person, male or female, who may come into your life who is a very nurturing person, very responsive to you, very supportive and patient to you, someone who is going to kind of yield their interests to your interests and put you first. So if you are not in that situation right now, this may be the time to, you know, create closure over an unhealthy relationship, allowing yourself to clear the decks so that you are ready and prepared for something deeper and stronger and more aligned to your good that needs to come through for you and that wants to come through for you within the next year period or next 6-month period. And I do feel that whatever this relationship is, it will be one where you can rebalance the scales, where someone is offering you good things, offering you their love, offering you their time, their energy, and rebalancing things from a period of unfairness in your life to a period of equal give and take, generosity. Whoever this person is that may be coming into your life is a very generous person. They want to offer you the good things. They want to offer you you know, I keep seeing balance here and fairness. So you want to allow yourself to open up to this kind of deep, powerful 8th house connection where there is equal give and take, where someone is not afraid to give to you whatever they have because they care about you and they respect you, and there is, you know, they find you worthy of that. But you cannot be worthy of that if you are limiting yourself to a relationship that is not fair to you. Okay? All right, so that's my message there for you, for my Leos. I do hope that this message has resonated for you on a positive level. Thank you so much for tuning in with me, and I will see you next month for the new moon readings in October. I wish you all good things, my Leos. Love, peace, joy, and as always, I bid you namaste. Hello Virgos, this full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces is going to be highlighting your 7th house. So very much for you, it's going to be all about relationships for this eclipse. Now, for many of you, information may come out about a relationship or as a result of a relationship or from a relationship partner that is going to really be highly emotional information for you. Full moons are about culmination, and they are also about release. So some of you may be moving to the next level in a partnership, whatever that level might be for you, or some of you may be releasing a partnership as a result of information that comes through to you through this Pisces full moon lunar eclipse. Okay, so whatever does happen, know that it will be for your greater good and will allow you to receive the truth that will set you free on your path to the next level in your life and in your journey here. Okay, so what is the message for my Virgos for this full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces? I'm using the Tao Oracle with the Tarot Everywhere as clarifiers, and I'll be reading the Tao Oracle right side up. So let's see, what is the message for my Virgos for this full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces? What is the message for Virgos for this full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces? Message for Virgos. Message for Virgo. Companionship. Difficulty in the beginnings. And treading. Okay. Let's see. All right. Message for Virgos. The Knight of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and the Tower. Okay. All right, so, you know, I mentioned that this is your 7th house being illuminated, and of course the card that comes up is companionship. So that is the relationship card in the Tao Oracle. So this is about relationships. There has been, you're coming into this period, this full moon lunar eclipse period, with a strong focus on partnership. There may have been for you a strengthening of mutual goals there. There may have been a a growing mutual love or kindred feelings towards someone in your life, a strengthening of bonds, maybe a period of union and of agreement where there were difficulties in the past. There may have been travel related to this recent period. Some of you may have been traveling together with someone, and that's something that has strengthened your relationship. Or there may have just been changes that have come in rather quickly. The Knight of Wands is here. Whenever the Knights come in, they're talking about change sweeping through rather quickly in your life. With Wands, it could be professional situations. It could be physical move, physical travel. It could also be moving your house or your home, moving from one place to another as far as where you live. And it could be professional situations. So this could be applied to a emotional relationship, or it could be applied to a partnership that is business or professional. Seventh house rules either one. Now, right now, what I feel is that this full moon lunar eclipse is going to bring about understanding or highlight some area in that relationship that may be causing you doubt and may be causing fears for you. That there may be some difficulties that are, brought about because the full moon is, again, it brings things out into the open. It's a highly emotional time. So many of you could be experiencing a feeling of vulnerability at this time because of information that you receive or information that's brought to you. The Ace of Swords is here, and so there's some cutting through to the truth of the matter. So there may be, again, something that kind of brings out the truth in a situation that could be unexpected, or could cut through any illusions that you were experiencing in this relationship. And it may bring you some insecurity. It may be kind of an awkward moment that makes you say, well, what is really going on here? Okay, a partnership that may have been feeling like it was coming together and bonded and everyone on the same page, something may come through that kind of shakes you a little bit, okay? But there is some movement in this relationship where it needs to either grow or it's not going to survive. That's the message that I'm getting here. And so whatever comes through is either going to cause this relationship to expand in some level, to move to another level of growth and understanding and mutual agreement, or it may break the relationship. It may cause it to be severed. It may cut ties here for you, okay? So it's going to be very important for you in response to whatever comes through here, in response to whatever information you receive, in response to whatever comes out here. It's going to be important for you to conduct yourself very carefully and to think very carefully about the future, about the path that you're walking, about what you want in your life, and you are going to need to tread very carefully as far as your emotional reactions, your verbal response. You're going to need to be very careful about what you say to someone, how you express yourself, perhaps your temper. There may be a a potential of lashing out in the situation if it's information that does not make you happy or upset you. You know, the full moon is here on this card, so it is you needing to tread very carefully over what may be very choppy waters under this full moon eclipse. The eclipse is going to highlight something. It's going to shed light on something. And with the Tower here, it may shake things to the core for you, okay? The Tower brings in situations, enlightenment, information, events that come out of the blue and kind of shake our foundations and cause us to either cause us to know or see the truth in a situation so that we know whether what we are basing our life on is built on solid foundation or unstable foundations, okay? So that is what this full moon eclipse is going to bring. Now, I'm going to pull one more card here because I don't want to leave the reading on the Tower. So let me just pull. Okay, so we have the Nine of Pentacles here as a clarifier. All right, so whatever comes through to you during this full moon eclipse, know that you are going to be okay. Okay, and I think that this Nine of Pentacles came up for you. It was probably for my Virgos in your new moon readings. Many of you, if you'd like, you can go back and check that. But I did receive the message this month, and perhaps it was last month as well, that if something takes place that really shakes the foundations of your life and creates drastic change, regardless of what comes to light or how things, what happens or what is revealed, when the dust settles, you are going to be fine. Okay, you are going to be in a stable position. You're going to have all the resources that you need. You're going to come out of this with a sense of well-being, with a sense of security, and you're going to persevere, and you're going to be in a stable situation in your life. So don't fear whatever may be coming through as a result of this full moon lunar eclipse in your life, okay? Thank you so much, my Virgos, for tuning in. I hope that this reading has resonated for you, and I hope that you have a very good period for the rest of the month. I wish you all good things, love, peace, joy, and blessings, unlimited blessings. And as always, I bid you namaste. Hello, Libras. This full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces may bring about some significant information for you or revelations for you regarding your work, your job situation, your daily life, your daily regimen, your schedule, the quality of your life and how you make it and what you do in order to create it, as well as your health, your diet, your sense of well-being, okay? So keep your eyes and ears open for information that will come through that may highlight either any of these areas of your life, as they could be quite significant for you in this area, and significant for you with long-term effects through to February of 2017, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, okay? All right, let's see what the messages here are for you. Messages for Libra for this full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces. I've pre-shuffled the cards already, and I'm going to be reading the Tao Oracle cards right side up with the Tarot Everywhere as clarifiers. So what is the message for Libra for this full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces? Message for Libra for full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces. Okay. Let's see what we have here for my Libras. All right, we have the attraction of opposites. We have small is beautiful and treading. Okay. Let's see. Clarifiers. It's interesting because I got this last card treading for, let's see, for Virgos as well. So Virgos might be significant in your life during this period. The full moon eclipse is in Pisces, the opposite sign of Virgo, so that Virgo Pisces energy is very strong right now in general. Well, let's see what the clarifiers are for you for Libra. Clarifiers for Libra. Two of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, and Nine of Cups. Wow, okay, so, okay, immediate messages I'm getting are these. Some of you may be involved with someone that you are working with, okay? Some of my Libras, this may be only a few of you, but this is the first message that's coming through. There may be a very strong, passionate relationship going on with someone in your workplace. Could be a colleague, could be a boss, supervisor. This may be something that you've been trying to juggle, okay? It may be on several levels, juggling. First level is that you may have so much going on in your life that you are very busy, many different areas of life that are calling you, job, work, school, friends, home, family, you know, other pursuits, other hobbies. And so you have been juggling time in order to connect with someone significant in your life, okay? There's been a challenge for you to integrate or make time for this person in your life with everything that you have going on, but you've been doing that. I see that as something that's a significant priority in your life. So getting together with this person, spending time, spending alone time, spending romantic time, there's a strong indication for a physical, sexual relationship that's very powerful, it's very magnetic, a passionate, extremely passionate encounter. So some of you have been making time to connect on an intimate level with someone in your life. Now, I feel that this full moon lunar eclipse is telling you that you need to take some time to slow down. Some of you may be doing so much that there's the potential for burnout, okay? There's the potential that you're overloading yourself, overloading your schedule. There may be a competition between your work situation and your love life here, okay? There may be a need for you to keep your schedule very uncluttered, to really, you may need to cut some things out in your life. There is an indication here that work situations are going to be very important to you. So I see you guys working very hard at something, either a new job or multiple jobs, or learning new skills, training, going to school. And so you need to really slow down, pay attention to details. There's going to be a need for you to very much focus on whatever this field of endeavor is that you're working on. It may end up taking time away from your romantic life, okay? But the indication here is that what you are doing on a daily basis, your daily work, your job, your skills, your training, a new position perhaps that you've recently acquired or that's coming through for you, going to be very important for you to stay focused on this and to learn and absorb all of the information that's coming through to you, process procedures, okay, the ways that your company or your job wants you to do something it's going to take up a lot of your time and attention. But small is beautiful is what the message is here from Spirit. So your minute attention to details, to the way that you need to learn something, your skills, you're improving your skills, is going to be very, very important to you and important for you during this time. It may end up being a very extraordinary situation where you are learning new things that are going to open your eyes and really change your life in a very big way. So it's important for you to, there are two cards here that are talking about discretion and proceeding very carefully and proceeding very cautiously, being very aware of your conduct, a need to act responsibly, to proceed with very correct behavior. So in some area of your life, I'm feeling like some of you, if you are involved with someone in the workplace, there's going to be a need for you to be very careful about that relationship. You may need to be very careful about your reputation, about information coming out in the workplace that could be embarrassing to you or could compromise you in some way. So be careful of that. But I'm not really seeing a negative vibe here. What I'm seeing is you really needing to kind of put something to the side on the back burner and really focus at the job, for the job, focus on the job and the tasks and the learning at hand, because you are going to gain a tremendous amount of wisdom, knowledge, and skill that you're going to be able to use for many years of your life at what you are about to begin to learn. Okay, so keep it simple, slow down, tend to the details, pay very strong and very focused attention to the work that's being presented to you at hand, because as a result of this work, something is going to take you into a realm of professional gain that you have not been in before, or that you have not been in a long time. Now, whatever this is, a wish is going to come true, okay, as a result of your, I'm seeing that I'm getting the picture of a student, a student at the computer or at a desk, in a classroom, in a training situation, with her hair pulled back in a bun, eyeglasses on, pencil, pens, notebooks, books, computer, really paying a lot of focused attention on the instructor, on the trainer. Being very aware of what needs to be learned here. There's some very careful code of conduct that you are going to be learning, that you need to absorb and be aware of and really adopt, that is going to serve you on this professional road that you're on, okay? And as a result of that, I'm seeing some kind of connection between your romantic life, again, and your work life, where there's going to be emotional satisfaction. It almost seems to me that the better you are at your job and the better you are at the work that you're doing, the better your romantic and emotional life is going to be, as though you are going to gain considerably in a professional area that is going to help make your wishes come true in an emotional area. Perhaps it's going to set you into a period of stability where you are going to be able to have everything that you need to stabilize your life and then be able to concentrate and share that success with a loved one with whom you're already connected on a very passionate level. So I don't feel that your focus on this work situation is going to cause that romantic life to suffer, even if you have to kind of put it on the back burner a little bit, because what you're gaining professionally and in knowledge and skill is really only going to benefit you and your loved one in the long term. Okay, so this is the message that I'm getting for my Libras here. Again, a real need to focus and pay careful attention to what you need to learn, and as a result of that, wishes coming true, and kind of in a way that you never expected, I feel, with this full moon eclipse in Pisces. Also for my Libras, keep in mind, this is your golden year coming up. Jupiter has moved into Libra, so really everything that you touch is going to turn to gold, but you have to go after those things. There's going to be tremendous expansion and growth for you in every area of your life, your professional life, your financial concerns, your relationships, your philosophy on life. Your faith is going to be expanded, I feel, because as you see dreams and wishes coming true and success, that's going to kind of bolster your confidence, your self-esteem, and you will be able to see your life philosophies actually manifest on a material level. So beautiful time for you, Libras. I'm excited for you all. I hope that this message resonated for you, and as always, I wish you love, peace, and joy, success in all that you do, and I bid you namaste. Hello, Scorpios. This full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces is going to be highlighting your 5th house. Pisces is a fellow water sign, so this could be a very significant lunar eclipse for you. The 5th house has to do with your romantic life, love affairs, your creativity. For those of you who have children, the 5th house rules your children. It also rules the potential for children that you may conceive. So if you are hoping to get pregnant, have a baby, this could be a significant period now between now and February of 2017. If you're not ready to welcome a bundle of joy into the world, be very aware that this could be a very fertile time for you. So you want to take precautions if necessary, okay? So let's go ahead and see what the messages are for Scorpio for this full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces. What are the messages for Scorpio for the full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces? I'm using the Tao Oracle deck. I'll be reading them right side up with the Tarot Everywhere cards as clarifiers. Okay, Scorpio. All right, I've already pre-shuffled the cards. Let's go ahead and see what the message is for Scorpio. We have grace, progress, and keeping still, okay? And let's see what the clarifiers are for you. Clarifiers for Scorpio. Knight of Pentacles, 5 of Wands, and the Knight of Swords. Okay, so we're talking about some change, a lot of change going on here, and movement here for my Scorpios. So it also looks like there may be some competition going on in your life right now, Scorpio, for your affections or for your attention. We have two knights here, the Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords. So there may be two people in your life that are trying to develop a relationship with you, or that who you're seeing. And it may be, you know, a little competition going on here that's making things a little bit tense around this full moon lunar eclipse. Something may come to a head, okay? Either one of the people may find out about the other, or they both may find out about each other. It could be a highly emotional, you know, revelation. It could be, you know, something that causes a bit of crisis for you with two people in your life, if that is the situation that's going on. And you may be in a situation where you may have to make a choice, okay, between two energies. One possibly being a earth sign, and the other possibly being a air sign energy in your life, or they could have that strong in their charts. So you may be, you know, trying to make a decision here. I feel that with the earth sign energy, this is someone who's a very attractive person to you. Someone who has a lot of physical beauty. This could be a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. Virgo may be very strong right now with this Virgo Pisces full moon, so it could be a Virgo person quite significant. Both of these people could be younger than you. Again, they represent male or female, and I feel like there's definitely a strong attraction for you to this Knight of Pentacles energy. You know, it is someone who has a lot of charisma, very expressive, as I said, very physically beautiful on the outside, but also has a beautiful personality. Someone who dresses really well, and so you're attracted very much to their outer persona, okay? But I feel like there's something in you that is wanting more, okay? There's something about you right now that is seeking to have more in your life than necessarily just a pretty face. You know, the physical attraction may be there, but you may be expanding, you know, your emotional life and looking for a deeper, more meaningful connection. And this earth energy may be one that is, even though it offers some stability to you, you know, it's someone who can be quite dependable, who maybe has a really good job, you know, is working hard in their situation. Their energy may not be one that's giving you the kind of emotional fire that you need, okay, or stimulating you. You know, there may be kind of I'm not going to say boring, because that's not really a good word, but they don't stimulate you in a way that really is keeping you interested, perhaps. And I feel like there's a lot going on in your life right now, like you're in this cycle of creativity where you're gaining in advancement, and you're gaining recognition for something that you're doing. You're in a very competitive market, perhaps, or competitive business or field, and you're really shining in that area of your life. And so you kind of, I feel, are looking for a partner that can be challenging to you and that can stimulate you, and you know, it can expand your life and help you expand your life on some level. So something is increasing in clarity in you. I feel that this other person, who could be the air sign energy, is going to cause you to really look within and really ask yourself, you know, what do I want in a relationship? This air sign could be a Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. Could be someone who is very intellectual, but also very spiritual. Okay, they have a very broad way of seeing life, very philosophical, okay, and they bring a perspective into your life that's very different than what you possess, or even what this earth sign energy possesses. This air sign energy person has a very broad outlook. They're really future oriented, and I feel like you are on some level making this transition from your past to the future, steadily moving forward in your life and gaining in momentum. And it's very possible that this air sign energy is you know, that person is upwardly mobile, but not just in a professional level. They're mobile in their way of viewing life. Like they have a very expansive view. They look to the future, and they are about ideas, and they, you know, you can have very strong and deep conversations with this person. They could affect your entire philosophy about life. And that's kind of something that is you're finding very attractive. And I feel you very slowly but steadily moving towards this person and that energy. Before you make this move, though, I think you are really going to need to look within. You are going to be in a bit of a meditative state before you make this relationship transition. You may be really questioning what it is that you want in a partner, in a love affair, and there's going to be a need perhaps for you to kind of detach yourself before you make this choice. But I do feel the choice is there. And another thing about this air sign is that they can tend to be a bit detached. That's natural for air sign people. You know, they're not very emotional. Now, no, you know, I'm not going to say that. Air sign people can be very emotional. All people can be very emotional, but they tend to face life with more of an intellectual reaction and more of an intellectual view. They like to think things out first before they act or react. They like to think carefully. They like to weigh things and balance things before they come to a final decision. So, you know, I feel that you are going to need to not necessarily be put off by that energy, because you are this emotional water sign yourself, and their energy is quite different from you. It could be quite disruptive to you in some way, because you don't really always know where they stand, or you may have a hard time, you know, even with your Scorpion intuition and clarity and your X-ray vision that you have with people. You have the ability to kind of look through people to see the core of them. You might have a little trouble with this person actually getting through to the core, because they are so airy and they move and they shift and they kind of change, and they're very affable people, very outgoing, very friendly. And you have to really become friends with that person before you get to know them, okay? They really need to connect with you on an intellectual level. So this might take you out of your comfort zone, not because you're not intellectual, but because you react to life from more of an emotional standpoint. But I do feel that, you know, whatever decision you make here, it is going to move you along your path on an emotional level. It's going to change your view of relationships. It's going to change your way of relating to love partners, to romantic partners. And I also feel that it is going to, whoever you choose is going to be someone that's going to inspire you, inspire your creativity, inspire your, you know, there's a youthful energy there that's going to be, you know, your life is going to be imbued with that because of that intellectual stimulation. So get ready for a real change in relating to people in your life, which I feel is definitely going to be brought about by this air sign energy person. Okay, I wish you all really great luck, and I hope that this reading resonates for you and gives you some messages that are helpful. Thank you so much for tuning in, my Scorpios, and as always, I wish you love and peace and joy and success in all that you do, and I bid you namaste. Hello, Sagittarius. This full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces is going to be highlighting your fourth house. Your fourth house is the house that rules your home, where you dwell, where you live, your immediate environment, your family legacy, people that live with you, roommates, family members, okay? This could also highlight one of your parents or both of your parents, mother or father, okay? So it has to do with very intimate matters, you know, your comfort zone, your immediate, your private environment. This is also the foundation of your life, the base of your life, the fourth house. So the foundations of what you've been building in your life could be very highly highlighted during this period. You may get information that may significantly change or cause you to transform any of these areas of your life: home, family, your relationship with your parents, or your immediate environment, your foundations of your life, okay? So let's see what the message is for my Sagittarians. I'm using the Tao Oracle deck, which I will be reading right side up, and the Tarot Everywhere as clarifiers. I've already pre-shuffled the deck. This message is for Sagittarius. What are the messages for Sagittarius for this full moon eclipse in Pisces? Message for Sagittarius for full moon eclipse in Pisces. Okay. Sag. My Sagittarians. Okay. We have pushing upward, abundance, and companionship. Okay. Really nice cards. Beautiful cards, as a matter of fact. And the clarifiers here for you. What are the clarifiers for Sagittarius? Clarifiers for Sagittarius. All right. I've got a card flip over here, and I'm going to accept that. We have the Queen of Swords. That's the first card that has flipped over I've done almost 9 readings already, and that's the first one, so I'm going to take that. Queen of Swords. This is for Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Clarifiers for Sagittarius. What else do we have here? 3 of Cups and the 4 of Swords. All right. All right, you know, it looks like some of you are going to be strengthening relationships during this full moon eclipse period. And I'm really only seeing good things here. You're coming into this period having made some progress, and it may be with a relationship, maybe someone important in your life. It could be a person with the air sign energy, which is Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini, or who has that energy or those influences strong in their chart. Or this also could represent you being very decisive in your life and coming into this period having made strong decisions, you know, being very visionary, knowing what you want, you know, kind of being detached emotionally in making choices in your life. And as a result of the choices that you've been making, there is some significant growth forward. And this could be in any area of your life, but we're really talking about the foundation. So some of you have begun creating strong foundations, or you have been solidifying them, and it's like you're gaining confidence. You know, it's like you are kind of you know, nothing can beat you. You are strong and confident. You've been receiving recognition in your life. You've been accepting challenges and kind of moving through things and pushing past obstacles very strongly. And as a result, I see a tremendous amount of growth in your lives, okay? You know, there have been some difficult aspects in the heavens affecting my Sagittarians, and I feel like you've been doing such a wonderful job navigating the tension and navigating the challenges that have been presenting themselves to you, and as a result of that, you're like in this upward spiral, okay? This upward you know, this upward, not spiral, but upward trajectory towards success in your life. Now, I really feel like you're going to have some time to celebrate. This period of this full moon eclipse is going to give you reason to celebrate. You may have achieved something very significant in your life. I see you having parties or going to celebrations. You may be hosting a party in your house. You may be celebrating with family and loved ones some success that you have achieved, where not only is it a sense of emotional abundance, but also financially. You have set foundations and structures in your life that are going to benefit you for many years to come, and not only you but your loved ones, the people in your family, whether they are biological or by blood, or those that you have brought into your inner circle that you have made your family. And so I feel that there is really a culmination that's happening around this Pisces full moon in Scorpio that you have reason to celebrate. Okay, so by all means, take the time to really relish this period, enjoy it, enjoy yourself, enjoy your loved ones. Some of you, there may be some relationships that you have gotten into, especially with this Queen of Swords person that may have come into your life, and you guys might be moving in together. You might decide to buy a house together. You might decide that, you're going to become roommates. You're going to start joining your forces, joining resources, and there is a real sense of unity and abundance and combining efforts perhaps to really establish a strong foundation together. I see people raising your glasses to a toast. Some of you may be getting married. Some of you may be getting engaged and deciding that you're ready to start a family together. Okay, some of you may be celebrating a family member or the achievements of a family member. This Queen of Swords could be a daughter or a wife, a spouse, could be your mother who has achieved something very, very big, and you're celebrating her. Or a mother figure, a strong female figure in your life. And this person could have been someone who's been through a lot, perhaps a widow or a widower, or someone who has been divorced or been through some health crises, who has experienced loss and has experienced struggle, but has really surmounted all of these obstacles, and as a result is better, stronger, and more powerful. And I see you, whoever this is, really this next period of the next 6 months, joining forces in a really strong partnership of companionship with this person, where there's mutual respect, shared goals, you're depending on each other, you're strengthening your bonds. There is very strong agreement between the two of you. You're hand in hand. You're friends as well as relatives, or family members, or your friends and lovers, your friends and spouse. There is a real positive partnership, and you're both moving together, dancing together, and I see you spending a lot of time together, far away from others. So some of you may be going on a vacation or getting away with this person, maybe going on a retreat. You're spending quality time alone together, really developing your relationship, learning from each other, perhaps spiritual practices together, meditating, doing yoga together, going off on a spiritual retreat together, going to church together, okay? Something that is going to enrich you, re-energize you, enrich you on an emotional level, on a spiritual level, revitalize you. You may have been, depleted in your, all of that pushing forward and trying to gain recognition, or your loved one may also have been through that period of a lot of stress and effort, and now you're really able to celebrate and spend time together to solidify that bond, whoever you are, whatever the connection is. So beautiful, beautiful energies here. And I do, with that Pisces full moon, it's all about emotion. It's all about culminating, and there may be a very strong and powerful outpouring of emotion, tears of joy and tears of thankfulness and of gratefulness to have found someone in your life who is so important to you, or to have someone in your family or that loves you unconditionally, that you can just grow and travel together with and move through life together with, no matter what that bond is, okay? So I hope this message has resonated for you, and I do thank you so much for tuning in with me, Sagittarius. I wish you all good things, love, peace, and joy, infinite success, and as always, I bid you namaste. Hello, Capricorn. This full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces is going to be highlighting your third house. Your third house is your house of communication, whether that be spoken, written. It is also your thought process. It is meeting people, getting together with people, conversations. It has to do with anything that comes from your intellectual mind, okay? You may be receiving some communications that could be quite significant during this full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces. Very emotional information. It could create an emotional situation for you, whatever information you get wind of, whether it be, you know, a phone call or something that you, a message someone sends you, or a conversation that you have with someone. This third house rules your immediate environment, your neighborhood. So there could be an event or something that takes place in your neighborhood that could be quite emotional for you. It also rules your siblings. So a brother or sister could have news for you that could be significant. Now, with Pisces, you know, this can have to do with wishes or dreams that may be in the process of coming true. This could be, you know, emotional matters, religious matters. It also could be, you know, a conversation about addictions or, you know, drug use or alcoholism, or, you know, something where there is some kind of substance abuse, because Pisces does also rule addictions in our lives. It could be a breakthrough that happens for someone, you know, just because of a conversation or because of some information that they're receiving to be helpful to them or to you or to a sibling, someone that's related to you, or a neighbor perhaps. Could be coming through with some information for you. So let's go ahead and see what the messages are for Capricorn for this full moon full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces. What is the message for Capricorn for this full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces? And I have already pre-shuffled the cards. I'm using the Tao Oracle deck, which I'll be reading right side up, as well as the Tarot Everywhere deck as clarifiers. This is for Capricorn. Okay. All right, we have conflict, we have following, and approach. Okay. Let's see what the clarifiers are. This is for Capricorn, third house. Full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces. I really feel like there's going to be a resolution to some difficulties. You may be having it out with someone. You may have a long-awaited confirmation or conversation that may be quite emotional, but that is going to clear the air. Let's see. Okay, the Emperor, King of Cups, and the Hanged Man. All right. So, yeah, I mean, there's an Emperor coming up here and a King of Cups coming up here for you, Capricorn. So I feel like there may be someone who is kind of represented by this Emperor energy, who may, you know, you may have been butting heads with about something. It may have been a long-standing conflict where there's kind of been a power struggle with this person. This could be, more than likely, it is a male energy in your life. It could be a very strong woman, but for me, the Emperor really represents, it's an archetype that represents male, masculine energy. So this could could be a spouse, a lover, a partner. It could be a brother, could be your father, could be a neighbor. The Emperor also can represent the law. So this could have some kind of legal conflict going on, legal ramifications, or a conflict that's been going on between you and someone else. Let's see. It may come to a head as a result of this full moon eclipse in Pisces, and it may become a very emotional confrontation. There could have been jealousy issues here. There could have been some competitiveness going on, some hostility. I would definitely warn you to guard against confrontations with someone who is extremely angry or in an agitated state. Wouldn't want you to get into any positions that could be dangerous for you, harmful for you. So please be aware that emotions run very high around full moons, and they're even more so around an eclipse. Pisces is a very emotional sign, so it can, someone could black out under this influence and be very regretful for their actions later on. So you don't want to be the recipient of some kind of situation like that, okay? But I do feel that, not talking about the extreme energy there, I feel like whatever comes to a head, or whatever comes out, or whatever discussion, or whatever, what hits the fan during this time, it is going to clear the air, and it's going to clear the decks for you, Capricorn. And I feel that the result of it is going to be a situation where you and someone else are going to find something, a point on which you can see eye to eye. And that there may be a situation where there is some kind of competitive, energy. And you kind of say, I'm not going to deal with this any longer. I'm not going to accept not being a priority in your life. I'm not going to accept being distracted by other things, or not spending enough time, or not focusing. And as a result of you coming out with your truth, with you speaking your truth in a, in a diplomatic way, though. I'm not talking about anger and aggression, because that's not going to work. Going head to head with someone is not going to work. But you calmly sitting down and speaking your truth, laying it all out on the table, things that you've been afraid to say perhaps. I feel like the result of that is whoever is the recipient of this information is going to understand you, and is going to see things from a different perspective, and you may receive a level of cooperation and loyalty and sensitivity that you did not have before, or that you were not receiving before. The King of Cups is coming up here. And the King of Cups, for me, that represents a water sign energy that's Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. So that could be this other person in your life. Could be male or female, but as I said, I'm feeling this more of male energy, so it doesn't have to be, it could be a partner, if you date men, or again, it could be a brother or a relative, someone, but they're in your immediate environment. And I feel that there's an opportunity here to make an adjustment, to do a reset, so that the result is that that person will lovingly or willingly fall in line to your path, or to where you're trying to lead them. Okay, and that there is a regeneration of, a feeling where you can rely on this person, where there is trust there. There is a vibration of sensitivity here, and service, and the need for someone to serve the greater good, or serve the family, or serve the team. Okay, so someone who makes an adjustment to now now refocus their love, their time, their energy, their commitment to the greater good of the group dynamic, okay? There is the potential for leadership. So you may be, someone who is designated to have this conversation, okay? It might be an intervention. Maybe there's an intervention that's going to go on here to have a powerful discussion with someone about what they're doing, a relative perhaps, or a loved one about what they're doing and how it is damaging your relationship, how it's damaging their relationships, how it's damaging the family, friendships, work relationships. And the result of this, I feel, which is, there is definitely a group dynamic or people coming together to have this conversation. The result is going to be some kind of advancement, a door opening on a new world or a new kind of life or a new way of life. Hopefulness. Okay, basically a glimmer of hope where there was none before, where there was only conflict before, positive, loving influence creating good conditions, favorable conditions, harmonious conditions. There may be the need for someone to make a sacrifice for the greater good, or leaving something behind that is no longer healthy for them or no longer serves their spiritual path in order to walk through a door that's going to lead on to a new way of life, a new way of living. And so, I definitely feel that period is approaching where there's only going to be a benefit from an intervention or a conversation or information that is shared now for someone's greater good, and that as a result it's going to influence and be positive for the greater good of the group or all of those who are connected in some way, whether it's family or around a common purpose, okay? So there's definitely a moving away from conflict to a moving towards cooperation, to a moving towards success and happiness and joy and kind of spring blossoming in the situation. And I do feel like there is going to be a warm reception. Whoever is the, whoever is the one that initiates this communication is going to be received well, or whoever initiates this this service to the greater good, there is going to be a positive reception. So again, for instance, it may be a situation where you are acting as a mediator between a brother and sister, okay, two loved ones, and as a result of you and maybe others getting behind you to bring this message, there is a breakthrough that is made, and that is welcomed. Because maybe that person needed help, maybe that person needed the cooperation and the loyalty and the love of others to actually make a change. Maybe this is you, and you are sitting down and having this conversation, and your loved ones are coming to you and saying, listen, we want to help you through this difficult time. We don't want there to be a power struggle. We want to get rid of this jealousy, this hostility that has existed, and we want to start fresh. And, for all of us, for all of the good here. So a powerful message, something is definitely going to be looked at from a different perspective. So things may need to be turned upside down in order to be righted right back up again, on the right side, on the correct side, on an, fair and just. So don't be afraid to have that conversation, because whatever is lost or whatever is sacrificed here is going to be sacrificed for the greater good, for the advancement and the approach of a new beginning new beginnings are significantly indicated here, and things are going to lighten up. You know, it may have been rough, it may be a difficult conversation, but as a result of that conversation, things are going to lighten up. There's going to be a breath of fresh air. You know, I feel like taking a deep breath here where, you know, you've been waiting to exhale, or someone's been waiting to exhale, and now that period is coming in, but it is through having that difficult conversation, or, you know, giving that information that's been held back and that needs to be revealed at this time. And as I said, it may get emotional, it may get intense, but in the outcome, it looks like good is going to be served here. Okay? All right. Capricorn, that is your message for this full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces. I hope that this resonated with you. Thank you so much. I bid you all good things, love, peace, and joy. And as always, I bid you namaste. Hello, Aquarius. This full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces is going to be highlighting your second house, and your second house is your house of money, of earned money, you know, what you make from the job that you do or from your profession. It is your wealth. It is material possessions. It is also, besides the material or just finances, it is your self-worth. It is your resources, your personal resources that either you were born with, meaning your gifts, your talents, or it is the skills that you have acquired through your life, and that you can give into the world in exchange for other resources, or exchange for material possessions. So something's going on for you with this full moon lunar eclipse that is going to may very well increase your self-worth and increase your you know, your worth as far as the money you have in the bank, or what you are potentially going to be earning, you know, for the next few months. And definitely this is going to be an influence over you through to February of 2017, as I mentioned at the beginning, in the beginning of the recording. So money and possessions, very significant for you. Your earning potential may be, you know, very much increased. It may be something, you know, that has to do with creativity, because Pisces is a very creative sign. It may be something that you are getting involved in that is highly emotional for you, and that you're going to have a very deep and powerful emotional connection to. Pisces is very much a sign of healing. So some of you may be getting into the medical field, okay, doctor, nurse, therapist of some kind. So you may be doing that kind of work, and that work is going to be, you know, have the potential of earning you significant income over the months and years to come. So let's see what the message is here for Aquarius. What is the message for Aquarius? It also, in some ways, has to do with sexuality, in that our sexual side of our life, you know, that is also a personal resource that we have, that we give to someone else. We give over to someone in exchange for whatever, for their expression, their sexual expression, or their love, or their devotion, or whatever the case is. So, you know, sexuality could be very strong for you during this period as well. Using the Tao Oracle deck, and we're going to take a look at what the message is for Aquarius. I'm reading them right side up, and then I have clarifiers from the tarot everywhere. So we have enthusiasm, corners of your mouth, and biting through. All right, and let's see what the oracle, what the clarifiers are for Aquarius. What are the clarifiers for Aquarius? Clarifiers for Aquarius. Okay, these are really good cards. Very strong cards here. All right, let's see. So we have the Fool, the Knight of Wands, and the King of Wands. Wow, okay. So you have been at something very enthusiastically, Aquarius, coming into this period. You may have been involved in projects or work that you've been putting a lot of your own personal mark on, your self-expression. You've been exerting a lot of self-confidence in doing that, because I feel that whatever you have been putting out into the world has really been well received by others. So you're in this trajectory of success where you're inspiring others because of your enthusiasm, your self-expression, your self-confidence. You are really kind of becoming the total package. You're putting everything you have into what you've been doing, and as a result of that, you've just been getting one positive response after another from the people who are in your circle, in your immediate environment, just through sharing your gifts, your talents, and your skills, that second house. So you've been able to really set out on a new path. It's like you are creating a brand new life. You've been doing it rather courageously and, fearlessly, kind of jumping into situations with all the energy and the skill and the talents that you have. And as I said, putting your own personal mark on everything that you've been doing. So this has set you out on a new path, on a new road. Perhaps getting into things that you've never been involved in before, industries or endeavors or creative projects. Perhaps traveling, or going it alone. Perhaps some of you have been doing freelance work that has kind of taken off and become quite successful, or you've become well known for the side job that you're doing, not just because of your 9-to-5 perhaps, but a side work or a hobby or a personal interest that you love, and now you're starting to perhaps make money from it, or you're putting yourself in a position where people are really getting to know you and your personal expression, how you do things uniquely from others, and there's the potential for you gaining a lot of financial success as a result of that. But it's all about your personal expression, your individuality. And I do feel that whatever it is that you're doing, it is a very nourishing work. So it could be creative work. It could be, you could be in the arts, music or writing, drama, acting or dancing, or producing something, in those areas. Or you could be a counselor of some sort, or a therapist. You could be a trainer. You could be teaching people how to do things with their bodies. Maybe, teaching people yoga or Reiki, or, some kind of discipline, maybe martial arts, or something where you are not only practicing this craft, but you're really nourishing people, body, mind, and soul in what you're doing with it, okay? And creating well-being, and not only in others, but really in yourself. There's like some kind of balance that you've come to, where the more you give to others, the more you are getting in return. And so there's this constant give and take of good energy and nourishing energy. So, really creating this balance in your life. And there's a lot of passion in what you're doing. The Knight of Wands is here, and the Knight of Wands talks about passion, something that comes in very quickly and changes your life or changes someone else's life, and there is a passion and intensity behind it, okay? It may be, as I said, the Knight of Wands can indicate work and profession, so it may be a brand new profession that you've been embarked on that is really in the area of health and well-being. I mentioned some of you perhaps being in the medical field, okay, so that it could be significant. Some of you may be into holistic practices, holistic medicine, a holistic practitioner. Perhaps you're a midwife or an acupuncturist or a massage therapist. Whatever it is, continue at it, because there is a need for this in humanity. There is a need for it in your environment that you're living and working in. And the more that you give over into this field of endeavor, this discipline, the more you are going to feed yourself and your own personal passions. And I do feel that there is someone that is going to be coming into your life, or who is in your life right now on maybe a small scale, but their work and their influence in your life is really only going to grow, because we have a Knight of Wands and then a King of Wands. So this could be someone coming into your life who is a fire sign energy, which could be Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo, whose influence is just going to grow from Knight energy into King energy, meaning more of a dominant, mature, kind of supportive role for you, a leadership role for you. Or this is you growing from this youthful Knight, not just in age, but also in your skill level, and growing into a King energy where you are a master of this, a master of this discipline, a master of this work, a master of this creative project or creative endeavor that you are involved in. And I see you really just growing and growing in this field, really tenaciously devoted to the work that needs to be done to expand your influence here. You could be going back to school or going back for some training that's going to only grow your talents and your gifts. Whatever it is that you're doing, you are going to be really taking decisive action, and the work that you're doing is going to help people in a way that it's going to teach them how to slice through whatever is in their life that is damaging or unhealthy, or creates an imbalance in their life, whether it's on a psychological level, an emotional level, or even on a physical level. Okay, so you're going to be helping people rebalance their energies, rebalance their lives, rebalance their mental state, and helping them bite through whatever is preventing them or holding them back from living a healthy life. And also, I see you doing the same, because as you grow in this area of your life, you are only going to become more and more of a master, or more and more of an expert in this field, and you will be able to restore balance in your life where there was imbalance, where there was disequilibrium. Perhaps you're coming out of a period where you've had difficulties, where you have had major life changes, where you've had major emotional changes. This is in your second house, so some of you may have been going through disastrous financial situations in the last few years, decade, months, and as a result of the work that you're doing and this person that you're becoming, this King energy that you're becoming, you are going to finally be able to restore balance in your financial life, be able to make money, save money, do the things that you've needed to do, perhaps get your credit back in order. Perhaps some of you, your credit has been, disastrously affected, and you are going to be able to take decisive action now because of the abundance and the success that you're going to achieve in this area of your life. You are now going to be able to restore order and apply your talents, your skills, your gifts, and your wealth, your financial abundance, what you are making from what you're doing, to finally rebalance, or finally set the scales back in your favor. Okay, definitely there's justice that's going to be served, but it's going to be as a result of your hand, of what you're able to achieve here. And again, I do feel that you're putting your own personal mark on whatever it is, Aquarius, and it will definitely put you on another level, in a class by yourself, is is what I'm hearing here, okay? And also, some of you, there may be someone in your life with whom you are going to be connected on an emotional level, or in a partnership, business or emotional partnership, and you'll be working together with that person. Someone who is very wise, very experienced, who is very fair, who is a very devoted and very loyal person, and who will also be quite energized and inspired by your work, by the works of your hands. They're going to kind of get right behind you and do what they can to lift you up and bolster you and support you and get your name out there. Perhaps even help finance you, or provide you the backing that you need to get your work out there, or your business, or your craft, or your whatever it is that you are becoming this expert at. So fantastic reading here for my Aquarians. I hope that this message resonated for you. I do, as always, wish you love and peace and joy, and I bid you namaste until I see you again next month for the new moon readings. Thank you so much, Aquarius.